Celtics game highlight is presented by T-Mobile.
Got to make sure you don't turn the ball over.
The oldest of the three Holiday brothers hitting that one. And a quick answer from Jason Tatum. Tatum can't get anything going, has to pass up the three, gets it back. Now he's got the dribble, takes it instead, and knocks down another one.
Celtics on fire. Yeah, absolutely.
And Horford down low in a mismatch there with Brogdon. Chose to go the other way with it. Oh, got a three out of it, I guess. Richardson, Brown. From the other side to three.
Domination.
Stevenson to the basket for two.
Here he goes. Here he goes.
Levert. Dish underneath, easy two. Nicely done. Rob Williams in traffic with the rebound, able to kick it to the corner. Horford now. That little hook has worked for him, and it does this time too.
That was nice.
Tatum loops it to Schroder. He'll try from there. Knocks that one down.
Rob put his whole arm in the rim.
Stevenson fires up a three. That doesn't go. Tracked down by Brown. Brown, coast to coast. Count at the foul.
That's how you do it.
I think it tangled up with Richardson and didn't like it. Schroder for three.
Schroder having a night from downtown.
Tatum, fall away, knocks it down. Well, that's the money, that shot.
Yeah, Tatum got to his spot.
93-78, 15 the difference. Tatum. Punched out by Freedom. Richardson knocks down a three.
Yeah, great job by Freedom on the glass.
Tatum spinning into traffic and getting two and a foul.
Tough, tough, tough.
Schroder says, I'm aware of all this now. Brown takes it, makes it.
I like the aggressiveness of Brown and Tatum in this fourth.
Boston has an impressive win. Scal just said his night, 19 points. 119-100.
T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Celtics post-game live presented by your New England Ford dealers and Ford trucks. Mannix, Amina Smith here with you. And the Celtics dominate the Pacers 119-100. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they combined for 67 points in this matchup. Mannix, how did those two All-Stars just dominate this game?
Yeah, probably not the game for the people that say Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum can't play together to point to, because they were excellent really throughout the entirety of this game. The Celtics took a lead into halftime. They built on it in the third quarter, and they built on it again in the fourth quarter. And Tatum and Brown were spearheading that with just excellent offensive performances. They were making threes. They were going to the basket. They were getting to the free throw line. They gave the Celtics a little bit of everything tonight. And that fueled one of the more start-to-finish consistent wins they've had all season long.
And Jason Tatum, 4 of 9 from the three-point line. Just how did he show up in terms of shooting from deep in this game?
He was pulling the trigger early on some of those jump shots, and that got him into a rhythm overall early in this game. Look, he's always been consistently over the course of his career an excellent shooter. He's had some rough shooting nights, especially over these last few weeks as he's been bouncing in and out of the lineup at times, but the guy can score. He can flat out score, whether it's from the three-point line, with his back to the basket, pulling up from mid-range. He can do a little bit of everything, and we saw that on full display tonight. You would have figured that the Pacers would be a little bit tougher coming home, getting a couple of bodies back, but Tatum and Brown set the tone for this team early, and the Celtics were able to pull away pretty easily late.
Yeah, let's take a look at Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown in tonight's matchup. You see it right there, combined for 67 points against the Pacers. They had 71 against the Hornets back in October. So this is the second most points they've combined for in a game. And Jaylen Brown really exploding out there as well. What worked for him on the floor?
A lot of the same things. I mean, he was making his three-point shot. He was getting to the basket. He was doing things in transition. I mean, it was a lot of everything that you're used to seeing from Jaylen Brown. All the stuff. There's a three-point shot. He had that going all night long. 7 for 11 from three-point range, multiple spots on the floor, top of the key in the corner. Here you see him taking the ball off the dribble, taking the shot to the longer player and getting it in, then sizing up Domantas Sabonis from beyond the three-point line, knocking down the three. We have just seen this month where Jaylen Brown is averaging better than 30 points per game. The confidence just continuing to grow in every facet of his offensive game. And I know the first half of the season, there have been bumps along the way. There have been Jaylen Brown in and out of the lineup. But this is the player I expected to see at the start of the season, a player that consistently gets better every single year he's been in the NBA. This is just really, Amina, the first time he's been healthy.
Yeah.
He's been able to get out there on the floor with his teammates for an extended stretch. Things are starting to come together at the right time for Jaylen Brown.
And what I liked about Jason Tatum out there tonight, really using his physicality. I feel like that's when he's at his best. You saw him right there taking it from deep right there. But I love to see him get physical in this game, Mannix.
Yeah, I love that number, 11 for 19 from the floor. You did see Jason Tatum attacking the basket. There you see him sizing up a taller defender. That three-point shot is fine, but when he has those opportunities to slip in on the inside, use that length to get to the rim, use that strength to body through bigger defenders or at least sturdier defenders. That was a lot of Jason Tatum. And there, a little more Kobe. Loving those Kobe shots. Fade away baseline right there. Another bucket for Tatum. He was excellent all throughout. And as this game progressed, he really started to take the ball to the rim, get himself easier opportunities.
And we've been talking about this for weeks, finding ways for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to play better together out there on the floor. How much of that did you see tonight? Obviously combining for 67 points, but what specifically on the floor did you see that, made you think that, hey, these two can actually work together out there on the floor?
Well, I mean, I think the totality of the ball movement played a big role in that. The Celtics were moving the ball from the start of the game all the way to the finish. It didn't rely necessarily on Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to just create their own offense, which has been problematic for them, especially in the fourth quarter of these games. So when the Celtics are able to be a pass-friendly type of team, move the ball around, get a high number of assists, that's only going to benefit Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, who are two obviously excellent scorers who showed that out tonight.
The Celtics, they dominate the Pacers 119-100. Scal, what did you see out of this Celtics team tonight?
Well, I liked that Jaylen and Jason put it upon themselves at the start of the game to say, like, okay, we're going to come out, we're going to be aggressive. And I know that they made a bunch of shots today, and they made shots from three, so it makes it a lot easier. But I also love the way Tatum finished out the game in the fourth. And there was that lull in the second. Okay, it happens. But the start and the finish, I got no complaints with the way that those guys played today.
And Mannix, I know you were asking for another player to step up during halftime. Who stepped up in the second half of this game to help them get the win?
Dennis Schroder, one of his best games of this season, really providing offensively, playing the playmaker role when he's out there on the floor. Look, Dennis Schroder has that in him. We've seen that in him over the course of his career, whether it's in Atlanta, Oklahoma City, briefly during his time in LA. I thought he was as consistent as he's been at any point in time during this season. So when he's able to step up and take some of the pressure off of Tatum and Brown, it only makes that offense that much more dangerous. And
23 points out of Schroder tonight. When you take a look, Scal, at what Schroder was able to do, just how did he impact this game out there on the floor?
So he made shots. I think that's more than anything. And then remember, everyone's focused on Tatum and Brown, so he's going to get the third best defender, or you call it the probably the worst defender on the perimeter, and he was able to take advantage of it. And once he got going, and Schroder has those moments where when he has big games and he can score in bunches, I think that's what it was today, and I like the way that he played. He played exactly how you would want to play off of Tatum and Brown.
Yeah, big part of what this team did tonight, too, and you mentioned this on the air, Scal, the low turnovers, 23 assists against 11 turnovers, had 20 turnovers the last time against Indiana. We're not drop kicking the ball into the stands. You have a better chance of avoiding giving up transition opportunities, making it harder when teams have to go up against your set defense. That was a big part of all this. What did Jason Tatum have in turnovers the other night? 8 or 9 turnovers?
Oh, I thought he had 80.
80? Maybe it was 80. Just 11 overall today. 4 turnovers for Jason Tatum in this one. Still not great, but you take that if you're the Celtics, because if you're keeping those turnover numbers low, your offense is going to be good enough to win a lot of games.
Amina, you haven't done this very often, right? Like been a part of one roller coaster team, right?
No.
Okay, Amina, you're supposed to have like 15 games like this, where you come out.
Not the first half of the season.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you come out and you handle business. And you drop the ball a little bit, but you take over because you're just better.
Right.
Like then you like search for content in the post-game show. Like there's really nothing to say. You know what I mean? Like they were just better today. We're supposed to have a lot of these, but since you got here, all we got is roller coasters.
Hold on now, Scal. Hold on. I'm not gonna let you do that to me.
No, I'm not saying it's your fault. No, I'm saying you're here now, and I know that it's supposed to be like there's a lot of these games where we say, oh, Tatum's great, Brown's great, Schroder's great, everybody's great, and then but you can always throw me with, but Scal, how come they don't do this every night? And I got no answer for you.
I'm just saying, look, I look at what I'm seeing out there on the court. I got to ask you the questions. You're my expert.
Today is how it's supposed to be. That's the reason why I brought that up. Today is when you're a better team playing a worse team, it's supposed to look like today. Now, I get it. You're not always going to shoot like that, but there was no point except for that 4 minutes in the end of the half where the Celtics weren't flexing their dominance on them. So we're supposed to get 20 of these. And I'm sorry for all the people at home as well living through the roller coasters, but this is how it's supposed to be when you are better than the opponent in the NBA. There's 82 of these bad boys. We can't ride the roller coaster every day.
For a wildly inconsistent team, they were 500 last year, and through 42 games this year, they're 500. So it's like how they got there. I get that.
It's the roller coaster.
It's interesting.
Yeah, but it all equals out to 500. But, 16-2 run. Didn't we give up, 14-2 run. Today was like really standard 20, 22 games a year in the NBA.